Welcome to the Digital Marketing Secrets Show with Carlos A. Vasquez, where we share actionable strategies and tactics to grow businesses, no matter what industry you're in. Now your host, Carlos A. Vasquez.
I have to start recording already, especially with you, bro. Hold on a second. So, what's up, Jimmy Jam?
Present. Is this Carlos?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, I just wanted to turn on the recording. I wanted to record you specifically because you are the rapid action plan business coach. You are the guy that gets the ball rolling, gets the conversation started, and gives people clarity as far as how they're gonna get started with basically working with us on the team. And despite that, the whole Miami marketer thing, I mean, I want also people to learn more about you, man. So I'm glad you decided to take the plunge and do this first recording. You're the first one on the team to make this recording, man.
Yeah, so, I'm excited. I wanted to put a face to the name. I wanted to really talk a lot more about why I'm doing this, why I'm confident in doing these rapid action plans and build it too, because it's all about relatability. And you really want to work with somebody in anything you do, whether you're learning how to do marketing, learning how to dance, maybe you have somebody who's a shopper for you or something, someone who actually loves the subject matter and loves doing it. You know, when there's a love for something, people just do it better. And because it's not about the money or the recognition. It's something about whenever we enjoy anything, or especially if it's something that we feel like it helps us, and we think that someone else is, there's that common ground and it helps them too, you just always get a better job. Like I'll do a better job doing this for people who really, really need it, and people who are just like, maybe I just have an idea. Either way, you get an awesome job done because it's something that I really care about, and it actually is like made my career more enjoyable. Just the whole process of almost an automation. First
of all, here at Miami Marketer, Airpods are not a requirement. It just happens to be that Jimmy and I are wearing our AirPods. He got his for, was it Valentine's Day?
Yeah, it's a Valentine's Day.
However, I did give Jimmy Jam a headset that he just does not want to wear at all. He hates the whole phone call, marketing. Yeah, that one. I spent some money on that one. I bought it for the entire team because one time he didn't realize that there was so much echo in the background, and my passive aggressive self said, you know what, I'm gonna buy this for everyone else. Actually, it was Charlene. That she was the one that really triggered me to get this for everyone. So no, but AirPods not a requirement. However, you should probably get a Camelback, Jim, because this is what keeps me hydrated and going to the bathroom and be like.
I like to be elegant, so I like to just use a glass.
It's a cute glass there. Is that an iWatch there too?
Absolutely.
Dude, you're like all Apple.
All Apple. MacBook. My iPhone.
I got a Samsung over here. I mean, I got a real phone. I love Mac, but when it comes to phones, I gotta just stick to the Samsung.
Man, yeah, so you just hear your phone whistle all day.
Oh yeah, you're the one going bing bing. You're you know what?
Yeah, that's the airmail sound. It is pretty obnoxious, isn't it?
We're both pretty bad, man. So, all right, man. Well, I wanted to bring you on board because I wanted to not only record this episode for the podcast, I also wanted to put a face to the name, to the voice. And I wanted to learn more about your story. I want everyone else who's watching or listening to learn more about your story. And then a little bit of how you, whenever you work with someone, whether it's with us at the Miami Marketer House or anyone else, want to learn how, like, what your process is like, so people can kind of swipe that idea and then do it off on their own. So, so as of right now, you're the one of the many things that you do, and I say many things. I want people to know about your salsa classes and your gym, cycling. I don't know where you have the time, man. So, I want everyone to know more about you, and I want them to just get the ball rolling. So. First of all, you're not in your 20s, although you look like you're in your 20s.
Yeah. Oh, they're great. I want to chalk it up to good genetics, but I will. How about this? I'll leave it at good nutrition or good-ish nutrition, and just my whole thing about life is my best My mantra is never not having fun. Like, as soon as I'm having fun, as soon as I'm done having fun with it, I'm done with it. I always want to make sure that I'm enjoying everything. I think I got from Earl Nightingale, life is supposed to be a daring adventure or nothing at all. So that's a big thing, is I've always, from my childhood, being a very creative and entertaining type, very extroverted type A, if you haven't told, if you can't tell. And I just have a lot of interest. It really, really comes from my mother. So she's a teacher. I've seen my mother change career maybe 5 times in my life, and I'm 33 years old actually. And it is whatever my interests were, I always have just pursued it on some level. And they say some people like us are like a jack of all trades or a master of none. And I have found, like, you know what? That used to kind of get to me when I was trying to figure out later, like in college and after college, like, I got to be one thing, I got to figure it out. Even though deep inside I'm like, that works for some people. It's kind of like a gift and a curse. It's like their gift is that they got one thing and they need to do it really, really well, and they got nothing. But then I was like, well, that must be a curse to me because I'm good at a lot of different things. But it actually turned out to build a really, really awesome autobiography, and I'm really available to be used in a lot of different roles and places. Keeps me busy, engaged, and entertained. And actually, I find that I help more people by being able to help people in different ways. For example, I mean, I've been teaching ballroom Latin dance and swing since I was 15 years old. That was my high school job. My other friends in high school, they're working at Burger King and CC's Pizza, and I'm leaving school in my little beat up Nissan, and I'm going to teach ballroom dance lessons. And that's where I learned to create rapport and nurture in a very positive and effective way people who are older and more established and are senior to me. Where my boss at that time taught me, he said, forget about the fact that you're in high school. This surgeon and this lawyer, they are the premier person in their space, but you're putty in their hands because you're the expert. They're learning something from you. That is a really powerful position to really add something that person really needs in their life and they can't do for themselves because they've spent all their energy becoming the expert in somewhere else. And so just all the different things that I was always good at. So that just spun off to a lot of different things, being able to dance and teach people and command the attention of big groups, because you teach private lessons, you teach small groups and large groups, to being entertaining. You got to be entertaining to do that. So then you have competitions and showcase. So then that just went all through. I went to a health science and engineering magnet high school after I went to secular prep school all the way from my younger years into high school. And so then it's really crazy. I went to college for biochem. I wanted to be a cosmetic surgeon. And that was actually my initial path. And same thing, I realized, like, dude, these kids that are in my health science programs in college and university, where they had a really, really big reason why this was their number one thing and they really wanted to go through it. And I get to organic chemistry and microbiology and immunology, and I'm like, I am not having fun with this thing, man. And I hung out with a lot of the kids in the dance, in the dance program and in the business school. And I had an interest in marketing, but I didn't want to just be like another. Back then, some bad guidance counselor got in my head and said, man, MBAs, business majors are a dime a dozen. You want to do something special. I'm like, man, I'm doing something special, man. I hate it. And then after college, I go back to Georgia, where my parents were at the time and where the dance studio was. And I spent all my 20s managing the dang dance studio where I started, and then got into competition and showcase dancing. So then that actually built up more ability to do a whole lot more. Trying to not make it too long, but just connect all the dots. I left that later on when I was like 25 and went in healthcare administration. And so then that was one thing where I took all that I learned, and then I figured out that systems and training could be translated from the entertainment world to actually the business world. So then when there was a time when there was electronic health records came out, when we were taking paper charting in the healthcare industry and turning into systems to electronic system, learning how to do implementation projects and training people how to use it. People who have been clinicians, nurses and doctors, who they have one way of doing things, being able to relate to them with this young kid, trying to teach them something new that some of them are really frightened by and some are really resistant to, was able to get into that. So that was kind of leading into so much more The fun stuff, I was in California, in Louisiana, and New Orleans. I was an MC on Bourbon Street. That was the fun stuff. So being able to just entertain and command a room in a positive way, take what people really, really want, pure enjoyment, and create that thing. Now I'm here in Miami, and then it got into sales and marketing. All of that stuff, all of being a jack of all those trades brought me to this moment. From now when I was just purely I was in another marketing firm for about 3.5 years before I got in with the Miami marketer team. And it's like all that, being able to help and train and speak to people in their language, learn systems and implement them and then duplicate them, brought us to where we are here.
That's a good story. I love how you brought it full circle, man. And it sounds like to me you managed to monetize your ADD. That's what it sounds like to me. You figured out how to turn something that seems like it's distracting into a positive, because that's over here. Our clients, we don't have one specific type of client. We have clients in all different areas. So you got to experience stuff from the beginning through the middle and to the growth stages, and which is one of the reasons why I was honored to bring you on board, because that type of experience, you just can't get it anywhere else. And you had the courage to actually jump out and try all these different things. And as the rapid action coach, as the guy that sets everyone into motion, it's a lot easier for people to understand why you can give them that, hey, let's stop focusing on everything you don't need to focus on. And this is what you need to focus on, because everything else is a rabbit hole. Everything else is just going to take, it's a shiny object syndrome. You're going to be taken from here to there, from up to down. And then at the end of the day, you end up having all these unfinished projects and you never actually get started. So not only were you able to have that experience, but you're able to speak in a language where you don't sound like a total geek. You actually speak English. And I was like, okay, I'm a geek. I love all this stuff, but I get lost. I get lost into my little world of marketing automation. And you worked with me, so you deal with this every day. That you are able to capture a hard to understand topic or an overwhelming topic, and then bridge the gap between English. So it's like you were able to make that connection. Or Spanish, right? I mean, they call you Jimmy Salserito. So Spanish, teaching salsa is not easy. I mean, dancing salsa has to come natural, but it is a teachable skill. And it's 100%
teachable.
But you know what? I'm Puerto Rican, but I still don't dance salsa, because it's like, to me, it's like I can't get it. I got the rhythm. I can play drums. I can do the whole process. But when it comes to dancing, the moment I start thinking of the process, I just have two left feet. And you're able to teach in my opinion, it's a complicated thing to someone that doesn't know how to do it. So basically, I know you could teach me, and I gotta jump on that bandwagon ASAP, because
we haven't hung out enough outside of the computer stuff. But you know what? You're absolutely right. It actually is. And I'll say this as a person where I teach it to everybody. I've got some people who have been some straight waffle stompers and turned out to be the biggest Rico Suaves you've ever seen in your life. Ladies who felt so unconfident that I can't dance, and now they just feel like the biggest divas they always knew that they were. And salsa is very complicated. And it's great that I've had that experience to be able to bring it to a place that's manageable, so it can actually be enjoyable to do. Because for the exact same reasons people want to be able to dance, whether they want a new thing to try, they want to teach people, or they want to build their confidence, or just undo a story that someone says, you can't dance. That's confidence breaking, or you can't have your own business. That's confidence breaking, because funnels and automations are very, very complicated, but they are manageable. They are able to be broken down and be manageable. And that's what we do as this Miami marketer team. Kind of like what I just told you earlier today. Like I said, there was a point where I've done a lot of calls, we've worked on some things, and some things were a little disconnect. You think, oh, it should be there. Well, you hit what's called a breakthrough point. That was like a pitch that we had, in my old studios. Like, you know what? After so long, X amount of lessons, you're going to hit what we call the breakthrough point, and everything that you've heard in practice is just going to click. And then you're going to be able to run through these and create them with your own style and your own personality without having to think about making a mistake. And I really believe all those years, 16 years I've been dancing, all those years has really made me able to take this really complicated thing that can lead to, people's wildest dreams, wanting to leave a job that they only so liked, or one that's maybe they have one awesome thing that they're great at and their industry is dying and there's no way that their job can last, but the information is valuable and they can create a funnel and automation to get that. And so where they became a master of one, but that industry died in the specific way they did, they don't have to die with it because the funnels and automations can get the information that's still relevant. And so I just really am really super grateful for, I guess you said, being able to monetize your ADD. And all the systems, they all work the same. I'm a cycling trainer for Equinox, so I get to get my gym membership for free, and I get to also practice speaking to people in their language and giving them something that's really, really moving. So, and I just want to bring that because I kind of left that out, the whole thing. But I'm really starting to feel even just talking about it now, I'm starting to feel even very confident about who I am and what I do. And I was split time and feel like there's no time in the day for any of this stuff. And it's like, you know what? It's so necessary because doing all of that is just setting me up to be able to help virtually. I have all the confidence that I can help virtually anyone because I'm helping everybody with all these different ways.
Right. That's why we came up with the rapid action plan call. The rapid action plan is basically a phone call with you so that someone knows exactly what they need to do to finally get started without the distraction, without getting lost in all of the details. Because at some point they've heard about funnels. They've heard about generating leads. They've heard about Facebook ads. But there's so many different components that are necessary to get to a certain point that they don't know where to begin. And that's why you basically came up with the whole rapid action plan, where you are the one to say, look, what is your goal? Okay, how much do you want to generate this month? How much do you want to generate on a monthly basis? Okay, so in order for you to get to that, we have to sell this amount of stuff. So here's what we're going to do next. And then you go ahead and you develop the plan to get them started. And that's like the part that usually everyone's missing. Like they know enough to know that they don't have everything they need, but they still need someone to put them on the right track to get them started. So that's like, it's the most important process for anyone, no matter what they're trying to do, no matter how long they've been in business, whether they just started or have a growing company. They need a rapid action plan to get started quickly and right away. I mean, I don't know how any other way to put it, and that's why you're here, man. You're here to learn about what they want to do, give them what they need to bridge the gap, and get them started. It's as simple as that. It's been a game changer for all of us, because most of the time people come to me and they say, hey, Carlos, I need a funnel. Hey, Carlos, I need marketing automation. Hey, I need this. But I was always having a hard time because I'm here trying to figure out what I need to get them to where they're trying to be. But there were so many missing pieces that they never actually got started with. And that's where you came in. You came in to fill those, give them the steps that they need to keep climbing to where they want to go. So what is I don't really get to jump on the calls with you, but what is typically the process when someone gets on the phone with you or schedules a plan with you? Like, what is it like? And that way you can kind of just break it down.
Oh, that's a good question. It's designed to really simplify your objectives. It's kind of like the rapport that we're building, not just to build trust, but actually just say, I want to. My first step to speaking somebody's language is just hearing what they have to say. I ask very, very simple questions. Well, what is your product? Who do you sell to? Why do you do it? What's the story for why you're doing it? And the calls can actually be pretty quick. They don't have to take a whole lot of time, but I just want to find out just the who, what, where, why, how, all that stuff, basically starting there. And then we can get into the nitty gritty. Okay, well, then I determine, how can we help? Because one good thing that, kind of bridge the gap between being a master of, a jack of all trades. One thing I love about Miami Marketer is that we're not a full service digital marketing firm. We're the premier experts in one aspect of digital marketing. It's, converting anonymous traffic to actual buyers through automations, marketing funnels and automations. Big reason why I got into it is because in my sales career, I spent time and learned how to be really, really competent and powerful salesperson, but I was just beat up all the time. Selling a lot of different products. So like all of my discovery calls and meetings I had to do, I had to figure out, okay, which of our products fit what they need? How can I fit it in? How can I stack it? How can I build the sale up? And then how do I find the person? How do I follow up? How do I get through their gatekeeper and all that stuff? Man. And the automation changes that. And I was like, I want other salespeople. I want that. My mission in this is I want other salespeople to love their sales career. I want them to be able to feel like they're getting sales in and they still have the energy to go and enjoy their life. They can play softball, volleyball. They can spend time with their family, their kids. They can go date night. They can just relax, play Call of Duty without feeling like they have to decompress. You know what I mean? And so like all the heavy lifting is taken out. So just kind of going back to what you were asking. So how did this go? Well, now let me just ask some of the simple questions. How much do you want to make? What's the purchase cost? Okay, great. Well, does this fit into the automation thing? Because we did one thing. All right. Well, if it's a perfect fit, then great. This is exactly what we can do. It doesn't take a lot of convincing or a lot of conversation or trying to figure stuff out. And if it's something that we don't, one thing I love about Miami Marketer is sometimes maybe your demographic isn't exactly, the best for this type of work. We have a lot of affiliate partners that we can help, So either way with Miami Marketer, we get to help, in that Discovery Rapid Action Plan call is I can either, give you a little form that I need to get more of the numbers. So I don't have to spend 2 hours on the phone with you. Give me all these numbers and then give you some time to think about it all. And then I can help give you a multi-step plan that's tailored to what you can do. So you get to start on your own. So you can get started, So we don't have to do a long thing so you feel like you have to commit so quickly to a guy you just talked on the phone with for 30 minutes. You say, well, you know what? It sounds good. I'll take the first step. Everything that we do in Miami Marketer, I love about it is like we leave the door open. It's like a good relationship. If it's comfortable on your own terms, step by step, and you're getting what you want, why would you ever want to leave? But the door is always open for you to do it yourself or work with someone else. We don't want to tie it up to where you have to do it this way. Or you know what, this is the plan. You can't do it. It's like, listen, this is the plan. It is complicated. We can help make it simple, or we can do it for you. And just kind of all of that stuff, gets handled into that first call. And because it's easy to execute and it's easy for them to make decisions, it's always comfortable and easy, then everybody has a better day. And everybody's not, 5 o'clock doesn't roll around and everybody's just pooped, You're just like, you know what? I just brought the business further today by 1 step, 2 steps, and I still have energy to enjoy my evening today. That's my mission, to help everybody with Miami Marketer. Whether you want to be a marketer, you want to work with us as the team scales up, or you have a business that you need to market, I want everybody to be able to have the energy to enjoy their evening after the day is over.
Well, speaking of Discovery Rapid Action Plan call, we actually had to end this recording now because I took 2 minutes of Jimmy's time. And this is actually consistent with Jimmy that people are scheduling on his calendar so that they can have this session. So Jimmy, I'm going to just wrap it up right here, right now, so that way you can get to that. But right. One of the things we want to do is if whoever's watching, this one person that's watching this right now, if you want to get started and just get an idea of how to get going, Jimmy's the first person you're going to want to talk to, whether you work with us or not. So Jimmy, real quick, how do people find you? Either on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. What's your handles?
With Instagram, you can find me at EQX Jimmy, EQX like Equinox, EQX Jimmy. That's where you find most of everything. It's just a lot of inspiring quotes. I'll tell you about what's going on in my typical day. I also reshare a lot of our Miami Marketer our Miami marketer information, actually specifically for the salsa dance industry, because I'm so plugged in, and I'd say, you know what? I don't have the time to perform and dance anymore, but I'm actually working on a new funnel and a new process that we're going to do called the Mambo Marketer. So look out for that. So it's basically, if you need to get more students, instead of you having to Facebook post to all the same people, or just try to go to all these different events and try to pull people in, we're gonna have something come out for that. And that's
Jim at Miami Marketer.
Jim at Miami Marketer.com,
right? Yeah. All right, my brother. Absolutely. Well, thanks for taking the time, brother, and we'll talk soon, man. Bye.
Excellent. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Digital Marketing Secrets Show with Carlos A. Vasquez. Want to join the exclusive digital marketing community? Of course you do. Make sure to visit us at miamimarketer.com/growth for more info. See you soon.